E-commerce brands. What if you spent 20K and made 340K back? That's exactly what my client did. They made a 17x ROAS using only Google Ads. In this video, I'll show you exactly how we did that step by step. As you can see from the date ranges of March 19th to March 24th, 2025, we had about a 13x ROAS, 84K conversions, 25K costs, and over 340K in revenue. And essentially, in order to do this, we had to relook at the account structure overall because we had a lot of PMAX campaigns that weren't structured properly, search campaigns that weren't segmented properly by branded, and also making sure all the analytics and tracking were done properly with remarketing done in other parts of the funnel as well. So starting off with our PMAXs here, you can see we've set a few different PMAX tests with different structures of focus on feed-only shopping, as well as different target ROAS, and also ones that are separately testing different types of structures. So we had our main PMAX. Since we didn't have as much budget in this one initially, we had testing one asset group with all the themes that we needed for the brand in order to capture that demand properly and keep our ROAS really high for the client. And then we also had some test campaigns here with several other asset groups, testing in-market segments, search themes, different product types in order to see what performed the best. And this allowed us to see what had higher ROASs so we could continue to scale or pause what was doing good or bad on the account overall, so that we didn't have essentially lagging campaign types. So adding negative placements, pausing, testing different types of listing groups was very important for this account to scale. And then our main driver was mostly a shopping PMAX that had a similar structure as the other one, but the bid strategies were different. And we also looked at client suggestions based on meta in order to inform the performance of this account as well. So essentially, in order to fix this, I segmented asset groups by product intent and margin, uploaded videos and branded static assets, and used first-party audiences and custom intent targeting in order to perform better, and also built an exclusion list of non-converting placements or websites that just weren't doing as well overall. Next, on the search campaigns, here are very important to supplement your PMAX because they usually have a better ad rank, meaning you're going to pay less per click. And specifically for this client, we need to protect our branded search just from competitors and also to inform the Google's bidding algorithm to perform better. And specifically here, we had a really high ROAS of a 62 plus X ROAS, meaning a lot of the returning customers were clicking through and performing really good here, as well as new customers on this campaign type in order to perform a lot better. So here we tested a lot of different ad copy in order to improve it to excellent so we could lower our cost per click. Did a lot of bid experiments as well in order to help the responsive search ads, testing different copy, updating the age and demographic bid adjustments as well. So a lot of these different tests were done in bid modifiers to help PMAX, search, and everything like that. Next, two other supplementary types of campaigns were the competitors campaign as well as a non-brand middle of the funnel campaign. So for something like this, we want to break out different product types to get what search terms that are going to be able to convert the most highly. So you can see a lot of these are generating a good amount of revenue and ROAS, and the more structured you can have the campaigns, the better they're going to perform. Typically using phrase match is really good until you want to scale or you're hitting a good ROAS. Testing different types of ad copy, building out the messaging and intent so that the users can see the best bonding headline and headline 1, a call to action in headline 2, and then some type of unique selling propositions in headline 3. So you can kind of see that if you go to the different headlines when creating a search ad. So that was very supplementary. And then also in the consideration, we want to target competitors because they can also drive a few conversions for us if you test a different landing page or if you optimize your landing page for competitors. In this case, we didn't scale it too hard because we're kind of the market leader in this case. So some competitors weren't that big, but it's good to have that as a signal, help inform PMAX and get more customers overall in the consideration phase. You can see that here. Next, we also wanted to have some shopping similar to search in order to prop up and help supplement PMAX. So you can see this generated a good amount of conversions at a low cost per conversion, over 60. So this really helps when PMAX will go out of certain auctions because the ROAS target is too high. And this allowed us to pick up a bunch of different conversions relatively profitably for how low we were spending. And we could just see what what should be tested more in PMAX, if we should do any breakouts. This is more of like a catch-all structure, but if you're trying to scale shopping, you should break it out into a product type. You can do it by margin, and you can have these all done with like custom labels within your listing groups so that you can scale this a lot more easily. Finally, we also want to have YouTube campaigns. YouTube remarketing campaigns always I like to have in accounts, and specifically this account does really good with YouTube because it's a more informational learning type of product. So people are really going on YouTube to learn versus Meta, where it's more like interruption based, pain point focused. This is more like educate them, and they're much more likely to convert. The more information they have and the more knowledge. So when people are adding to cart, viewing different pages, you want to test different types of creative and see obviously what the ROAS is like, but you also want to see what the view through conversions are, where basically someone views an ad, they don't click through, but they later purchase after 1 to 3 days. This is very important to look at. You can see the ROAS in some of these were very high, 14, 12, all these different things. So that's why pushing YouTube was very important for this client. And actually, as a next step, they could do a lot of cold prospecting to scale. Once you tap out all the click share for search and shopping traffic, testing YouTube top of the funnel will really help drive more conversions. Specifically for YouTube, adding multiple more exclusion lists. You also want to refresh the creative. They weren't refreshing it properly, and doing different types of creative testing, overlays, getting free quotes, testing different like types of warm audiences as well was very important overall for this client. And finally, looking at the analytics here, one big problem this account also had, it was essentially double firing on a lot of conversions. So it had purchase update in the GA4 tag both firing at the same time. So this was double tracking conversions. This really hurt over allocated performance, making them spend more when they weren't really seeing that ROAS target. So that was adjusted as well. And making sure that you have enhanced conversion tracking turned on for the purchase tag, making sure you have data driven on as well. As you can see, you want to have all this stuff on in order to get people that have their JavaScript turned off. For retargeting, you want to make sure you have all these different types of secondary checkout starts so you can do retargeting audiences, especially when you have good YouTube creative like this client. And this really helps you scale overall on accounts like this. And I'd say for next steps for this client, in order to scale, we want to continue to do like weekly reporting as we do to see what creative is doing good, what audiences are coming, if there's any new competitors coming into marketplace. Push more cold audiences in order to scale outside of shopping and search. As more competitors come in, that's probably the first place they go is shopping and search. But if you can get a different competitive angle, getting people top of the funnel where they aren't already searching up the solution that your product already does, you can get them at a much cheaper cost per conversion because there's less competitors bidding there. Or you can get people that are already searching up your solution and educate them to why to buy from you, or just simply retarget all the add to cart and checkout people that you're already getting from your search, shopping, and these other types of campaigns. And this client will be able to scale to the next million using that strategy. If you'd like me to help scale your e-commerce account like I did for my client, book a free one-on-one consultation below.